The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Lagos State Sector Command, has confirmed the crash video being circulated on social media involving one of the personnel of the Corps, Abiodun Ajomole, of the Costain Unit Command, who rammed to death. Now, in a release signed by the State Public Education Officer, Bisi Sonusi, the deceased was said to be attending to a vehicle when a Mack truck lost control due to brake failure and rammed into him. Now, the incident occurred around Orile Iganmu Bridge, where the team led by DRC MT KPASSU was carrying out scheduled patrol activities when the unfortunate incident occurred on Saturday afternoon. The Orile Police Division was notified and personnel mobilized to the site of the crash. Lagos State Public Education Officer, FRSC, Bisi Sonusi, joins me on the news for more on this. Thank you so much for your time, Bisi. And if you can hear me, our condolences to, of course, the bereaved and the family involved, and also your of course, team. But what is the road safety doing about the tragic loss of the official? Bisi, if you can hear me, please. I asked that what is the agency doing about the very tragic loss of the officer?
Well, just as you read, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, just as you read, the unfortunate incident happened on Saturday, 16th of September at about 2:20 p.m. And they were actually on their lawful duty, just as you read in that statement, before the unfortunate incident happened. And if you also notice from the video, that there was actually an LT bus, and that LT bus was actually fully loaded. So we would have lost more than 20 people in that crash. But unfortunately, we eventually lost our personnel, and that is the person of Abiodun Ajomole, who was actually attending to that capstar before the articulated vehicle failed brake and ran. That's the primary investigation now. Our investigation officer is still going to the scene to do further investigation concerning what led to that unfortunate incident. But just as I said, we lost Ajomole in the course of that crash. And of course, what we're doing on our part is to still further investigate what led to that, and so that to help us also to avert a reoccurrence of such incidents in the nearest future.
I mean, really, really tragic. But again, what is the synergy like among, the FRSC, LASMA, VIO, and other agencies, that are particularly on the road in Lagos State? And how do we avert, very unfortunate incidents like this in the future?
Okay, the synergy between the Vehicle Inspection Service, which where we have the vehicle inspection officers, the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency, that's the LASMA, which is the state agency in charge of management of traffic in the state, is a very cordial relationship. And before now, if you notice that these crashes involving articulated vehicles did not just start in Lagos in recent time. It's been something that's been happening from time. And there's been this synergy between these three agencies at curbing this unfortunate incident. For this agency, you have the Vehicle Inspection Service and LASMA, which is a state arm under the Ministry of Transportation. And what we do together is to maintain sanity and also ensure that some of these vehicles go through the roadworthiness inspection and help at the end of the day to sanitize movement of vehicles across the state. So when you talk about the synergy between us, it's been a very cordial one. And with this, aside from this unfortunate incident, I will still keep making reference to it. You notice that
Bisi, if you can hear me, we have lost contact with you. But if you're still there, just quickly before you go, there's this sentiment that the FRSC and LASMA perform almost the same function. Can you give us a true picture of what each agency does in terms of their JD, their job description, and also...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
All right. I was asking, that you give a clear picture of the functions of the FRSC and LASMA, because at some point people think that, they perform almost the same functions. And then number two, what is the agency doing to build trust between the agency and the road users? Because we see scenarios where probably people trying to avoid being caught, or they feel that once they see a uniformed man on the road, they want to extort them, and so in scenarios of trying to get away, we see accidents and stuff. Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, the function you were asking about.
The function.
Asking about the distinct function of FRSC.
Yes.
And for FRSC, our mandate is to prevent and minimize road traffic crash on the highway. We also clear obstruction on the highway also. We educate drivers and motorists on how to properly use the highway. And for LASMA, is a state agency in charge of traffic management. So somehow we meet at the middle, because we both ensure that we move seamlessly in and out of the state. So FRSC distinctly works towards preventing and minimizing road traffic crashes on the highway. And I know also that LASMA also also maintaining traffic movement, managing traffic, also ensures that road crashes are also prevented. So somehow you will say, yes, we meet some at a point, but for us, we are mostly doing the same thing, and that is to ensure that everybody is safe while communing.
All right, now finally, finally, before I let you go, what is the agency doing to build trust between the agency and road users? And at what point can the agency impound vehicles? Because it appears like quite a number of road users, don't even know the law. So what is the agency doing? Number one, to educate people further on the rules concerning, using the roads, and also building trust. And at what point can the agency, impound vehicles?
Okay, when you talk about when our men can actually impound vehicles, if you don't have the original vehicle license, you don't have your original driver's license, for instance, and you don't have your original vehicle document, and there's an infraction, at that point, the men can impound your vehicle. Also, if the offense that is being cited is a crash-causing offense, the personnel who is the team leader of that team can also decide to impound such a vehicle. At even some point, it can call for a tow truck to tow that vehicle to the base. That is when we can do that. To get our trust back, please, I know one of the things that are actually been causing distrust between us and the general public is the issue of bribery, corruption, and at some point, we are coming out from this aspect where we had lots of insanity, we had lots of issues from the NSAS, and there were lots of issues as per people not properly obeying traffic rules and regulation, and also not obeying traffic management officials. But please, we have a system where if you see something, you say something. If you see any of our men misbehaving or not doing the proper thing on the highway, please, you can call our toll-free emergency number, which is 122. Our call center will pick it, ask where your location is, and the sector commander of that environment or the unit very close to where that incident happened will be called upon. Another thing we use also in ensuring that our men also that we also try to sanitize or ensure that our men
All right. Apparently, we, of course, have lost Bisi's connection. But thank you so much for, of course, your time.